In the heart of the Thar Desert, where the sands whisper tales of valor and sacrifice, a storm is brewing. A lone soldier stands guard, his gaze fixed on the horizon, but what he's watching for isn't an army. It's a ghost from his past, a shadow that threatens to engulf the fragile peace he fought so hard to win. This isn't just a border, it's a battleground for the soul. We're taken back to the aftermath of the legendary Battle of Longowala. The dust has settled, but the scars remain. We meet Major Kuldip Singh Chanpuri, not as the celebrated war hero, but as a man haunted by the faces of the soldiers he lost. The victory feels hollow, a fleeting moment of triumph overshadowed by a lifetime of grief. He tries to find solace in the quiet life, training a new generation of soldiers, but peace is a luxury he can't afford. Far away, a new threat emerges. A clandestine group, fueled by a thirst for revenge, begins to orchestrate a series of destabilizing attacks along the border. They don't fight with tanks or battalions. Their weapons are stealth, sabotage, and fear. Their leader is a man known only as the Serpent, a brilliant but ruthless tactician who was personally affected by the Longowala defeat. For him, this isn't about territory. It's a personal vendetta against Major Chanpuri. The first incident is small, almost insignificant. A border outpost goes silent. Outpost goes. When a patrol is sent to investigate, they find it abandoned, with a cryptic symbol painted on the wall, a coiled snake. The army dismisses it as the work of local smugglers, but Major Chanpuri feels a familiar chill down his spine. He recognizes the mark of an enemy who thinks differently, who plays by no rules. He tries to warn his superiors, but his concerns are brushed aside. He's seen as a man still fighting an old war, unable to let go of the past. Frustrated and isolated, he decides to take matters into his own hands. He starts his own unofficial investigation, reaching out to his old network of informants and veterans from the 71 war. Meanwhile, the Serpent escalates his campaign. A vital water pipeline supplying several villages is poisoned. A bridge connecting a remote sector to the mainland is blown up. Panic begins to spread among the local population. The attacks are precise, designed to cripple infrastructure and sow chaos without ever engaging in a direct fight. It's a new kind of warfare, a war of shadows that the conventional army is ill-equipped to handle. Chanpuri, with the help of a young, tech-savvy intelligence officer named Lieutenant Vikram, starts connecting the dots. Vikram is initially skeptical of the old major's gut feelings, preferring hard data and satellite imagery. But as he digs deeper, he uncovers a pattern of encrypted communications and ghost transactions that all lead back to the Serpent's network. The two men, a clash of old-school grit and new-age intellect, form an uneasy alliance. Their investigation leads them into the labyrinthine alleys of Jaisalmer, where spies and smugglers trade secrets like currency. They follow a lead to a seemingly ordinary merchant, who turns out to be a key logistics man for the Serpent. A tense chase through the crowded marketplace ensues, a blur of color, chaos, and close calls. They manage to capture him, but not before he passes on a crucial piece of information. The captured merchant reveals the Serpent's master plan. It's not just about random acts of terror. He's planning a major strike on Republic Day. His target isn't a military base, but a civilian gathering in a major city near the border. His goal is to inflict maximum psychological damage to prove that even in times of peace, no one is safe. He wants to turn a day of national pride into a day of national mourning. The clock is ticking. Chanpuri and Vikram have the what, but not the where or how. The only clue is a fragmented piece of code they recovered. Vikram works tirelessly to decrypt it, while Chanpuri uses his knowledge of the terrain and enemy psychology to predict the Serpent's possible moves. He realizes the Serpent is using the desert itself as a weapon, exploiting its vast, unmonitored expanses to move his operatives and supplies undetected. As Vikram gets closer to breaking the code, the Serpent's network strikes back. They launch a sophisticated cyber attack on the army's communication systems, creating a digital fog of war. At the same time, they target Chanpuri directly, ambushing him in a remote desert canyon. The old lion is forced to fight for his life, using every bit of his battlefield experience to survive against younger, more ruthless foes. He escapes, but is wounded and cut off from all support. Just as all hope seems lost, Vikram finally breaks the code. The decrypted message reveals the target: a massive fairground where thousands of families, including the families of soldiers, will gather for the Republic Day celebrations. The plan is horrifyingly simple: to detonate a series of hidden explosives during the peak of the event. With all official channels down, Chanpuri and Vikram are on their own. They are a two-man army against a hidden enemy. Chanpuri, injured but resolute, knows he can't stop the attack alone. He has to assemble a team. He reaches out to the only people he can trust, the veterans of his old company, men who have long since retired and returned to civilian life. He finds them scattered across the region. One is a farmer, another a school teacher, a third runs a small roadside dhaba. They are old, weathered, and have left the war far behind. But when their old commander calls, the fire is reignited. They answer the call not as soldiers, but as protectors. They gather their old gear, their rusty but reliable weapons, and prepare for one last fight. The final act unfolds at the crowded fairground. It's a riot of color, music, and celebration, a stark contrast to the grim mission of our heroes. Chanpuri and his small, aging team move through the crowd, their eyes scanning for anything out of place. They are ghosts in plain sight, invisible protectors amidst the joyful chaos. Vikram guides them from a makeshift command center, using the fair's own security cameras to track the Serpent's men. The tension is unbearable. They identify and neutralize the bombers one by one, silent takedowns in the middle of a bustling crowd. But the Serpent himself is nowhere to be found. Just as they disarm the last device, Chanpuri realizes the truth. The bombs were a diversion. The real target is the high-ranking military and political officials watching the parade from a VIP stand. Chanpuri spots the Serpent, disguised as a security officer, making his way towards the stage. There's no time to warn anyone. It comes down to this: one old soldier against his nemesis. The final confrontation is not a grand battle, but a raw, brutal, and personal fight. It's a clash of ideologies. One man fighting to protect the peace, the other consumed by the hatred of war. In the end, Chanpuri prevails, but not without paying a heavy price. He stops the Serpent, but is severely wounded in the process. As he lies there, with the sounds of the uninterrupted celebration in the background, he looks at the faces of the young soldiers and their families. He sees not a victory, but the continuation of a cycle. He has saved the day, but he knows the border will always demand its price. The final scene shows a new generation of soldiers standing guard at the Longawala post. A young officer finds an old, worn-out diary belonging to Major Chanpuri. As he reads the final entry, he understands. The war never truly ended, it just changed form. The border is not just a line on a map, it's a living entity, a constant test of courage, sacrifice, and the enduring spirit of the protectors who stand watch. The story ends, but the watch continues. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of cinema.